everybody. My name is MetalMusicMan.
And my name is Professor Lex.
And this is episode 77 of the Metal and Lex podcast.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew! It's been 1 month and 1 day because Alex was domestic.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. I
It's all
got
Alex's
domesticated over the break.
Which is different than being dominated, but
totally
also the same thing. Alex was domestically
dominated in the last. I got married. I'm married now. I wear a ring.
Yay! And you're gonna have 20 children.
20 children. That is the precise number that Jen has signed up.
And
for.
that's only because in the future times when it's Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 27, you can have 20-man teams.
And I'm trying to put a family together.
Yeah. You need all those kids to get on there to do, like, you won't be able to do the most optimal mix-up if you don't have your third, fourth, and 12th children over there on the side, you know, with your extra assists. I mean, what doesn't make a game better if not throwing in extra assists?
You know, they did that with Dragon Ball Fighters. They gave every character like 3 times as many assists.
That's 3 times too many assists, in my opinion.
Hey, some of us really like versus games.
Yes. Speaking of versus games.
Oh yeah, straight into it?
Well, I don't know. Do you actually want to talk about your wedding? I feel like you probably are going to get all weird and private.
No.
Like you don't want the whole world to know the intimate details of your butthole and weird things you did when you were 8 years old. That's not
happen at the wedding.
Doesn't sound like fun to you.
We did the wedding was on Halloween.
Yes,
we had a costume wedding.
I was a Star Trek man.
You were a Star Trek man. You were a red shirt. Everyone kept saying that Will is a red shirt. He's got red shirt energy. And I kept telling them, no, it's actually a convoluted reference that I don't understand to the next generation. He's not a red shirt per se. He's actually in captaining.
Wait a minute.
He works in command.
This amazing story about your wedding, but since it's been 1 month and 1 day, we haven't skipped a beat, so I'm going to derail anyway. How in the motherfuck is it possible that everyone at your wedding is a TOS fan? How is that possible? Like, everyone at your wedding is doing red shirt stuff. Because
everyone was laughing. They were like, oh, that Will is wearing a red shirt. He'll die.
I just don't... I mean, I understand and accept and know that is a meme and why it is a meme, and it indeed is. But also, I feel like everybody watched way more like TNG DS9 Voyager era Trek, which is what that was from. And if you're a cool Trekker, you know that they flipped. So gold used to be, this is the thing Alex didn't know that he was trying to not say, but I'm going to bore the audience. So in the original series, TOS, henceforth, in TOS, the gold is command and red is security, engineering, etc. Operations. And so whenever they would go to planets, the meme is because it's like they have a bunch of people in red shirts because they're like extras, general operations, engineering, security people, and then they're like always the ones who die, which does happen in TNG too. But like they could be any shirt.
And they wear different color shirts.
If anything, they would typically be gold because in TNG DS9 Voyager, gold is engineering, operations, security, and red is quote unquote command.
Right.
So anyway, I'm a fucking like bridge officer. Why the fuck does everybody make TOS? So if I had worn again, and that's the other thing. They're all TOS fans, but they're not good enough TOS fans to understand that I'm clearly not wearing a TOS uniform. What kind of fucking fake nerds did you invite to this wedding? What kind of fake non-Star Trek ass? These motherfuckers. If you're related to Professor Alex, fuck you, Aunt Vicky.
Oh, she's so nice.
You TOS loving piece of shit. No, like, how do they not know? Because like, if I had worn a TOS red shirt, maybe, but I didn't. I wore a TNG red shirt.
Help me out. What was the difference? You wore a shirt that was mostly red, except for like the sleeve and neck was black.
Yeah, that's TNG.
What is an OG red shirt look like? It's
like mostly just red, and they have like they look more like just sweaters. To be honest with you, they have very little going on. The original series uniforms. It's just kind of like a textured. It's like a textured sweater.
Sweater.
It's not really a sweater, but I mean it's close. So whereas the TNG DS9 Voyager era, they actually each have their own, but they're more similar within that realm. But they're typically like a more, I don't know, shiny, thin, tight cloth, and specifically the TNG ones are predominantly red with like black shoulders and sleeve parts a bit.
Oh, sleeve parts. I wasn't looking for your sleeve parts.
There's some. Well, it's like the cuffs or whatever.
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah.
There's like it's like
the
I don't know. It has like a design. It's like a weird design shape that's like black. And then in DS9 it's inverted, and so what
black on the bottom, red on the top.
Yeah, they're all predominantly black with a little bit of an accent.
Oh, I was doing a bit.
Oh, what was your bit?
No, that was
all black
it.
on the
Apparently
bottom,
I was
red
right.
on the top.
No. The bit was just that I didn't know, but apparently I was right.
Oh yeah, okay.
Thank you for taking that from me, Will. Now I look like I comprehended what you were saying. You ruined it.
I'm sorry, I've explained everything.
You ruined me.
Anyway, yeah, that was so weird to me when you kept saying that because like. I mean, I get it, but I just am surprised at. Okay, so like Erica was with me. She went as Hollow Knight Hornet, which was her costume took hours to.
It looked like she put a lot of thought and effort into it.
She really tried.
It looked great.
And my point is, it looked awesome. A lot of other people also really tried. I spent $20 on Amazon to buy a shirt, but then like I would have thought all these people who really tried with their costumes and stuff, I thought they would know. It'd be like if I dressed up. It'd be like if I dressed up as like Frodo and someone was like, "Oh, are you Gollum?" Or just some like slightly like they clearly understand.
They were just off
the universe.
Oh,
but
are
not,
you Pippin?
Yeah, so I would have thought with all of the nerds that were at your wedding. That
then there were several. Yeah.
Anyway, you got married.
I did get married. That is the big takeaway. That and Will's red shirt with the black on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's about it.
That's it. You guys got married, and
it took a long time to get married. Not like that day. That day it was just like
a whirlwind.
Done. But that's why we've been gone for weeks and weeks.
He got married. He did a honeymoon. Yeah. You went to a zoo.
Yeah, no, the aquarium.
The aquarium.
We went to the aquarium downtown. Yeah, it was nice.
We have an aquarium
at Union Station. We have an aquarium complete with like sharks and shit.
I don't know. I thought you were in Chicago when you sent me that.
No, St. Louis.
We have an aquarium.
Downtown. Yeah, we got an aquarium.
Union Station exists. The last time I went to Union Station was like 10 years ago.
And you saw them make fudge? Singing while they were making fudge?
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that. Holy shit. Yes, there were people singing and making fudge.
Yep. At the fudge factory or whatever.
Or something.
Yeah, no. Over there, there's a whole aquarium now.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go there. And Jen was really excited. They've got a stingray exhibit that you can pet the stingrays.
That's fun.
Yeah.
They feel weird. I've pet a stingray before.
It's because in order to protect their delicate skin, they excrete a layer of mucus.
Oh, me too.
I always wondered what the secret was to your skincare regimen. I figured that you moisturized, but I didn't think it was that thorough or viscous.
Yeah, I'm just over here excreting every day.
Mucus. Yeah,
every day I'm
every
excreting.
Day you're excreting.
I think that's a very famous Rick Ross song.
Yes.
about stingrays. Rick Ross, known rapper, producer, and stingray enthusiast.
Okay, there's a song called the Salmon Dance.
I don't know that one.
From Fat Lip and I think the Chemical Brothers. And Pete isn't listening to this podcast, but if he were, he would correct me.
Hi, Pete.
Listen to the Salmon Dance when you get a chance. The song is great, and it teaches you so much about salmon. Did you know that salmon have a sense of smell that is even more keen than that of a dog or a bear?
No, I knew they had some crazy shit, but I didn't know that.
That's a lyric.
Oh,
I recommend this song heartily. Look up the Salmon Dance with Fat Lip. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of Pete, who I don't know and didn't meet.
You met Pete.
Did I?
Yeah,
which one was Pete?
He looked like me, but taller. He's my younger cousin by 2 years. He was in the wedding party.
I don't think I met Pete. There was a guy who looked like you and was taller.
Taller than me? Then that was.
But I didn't meet him.
Yeah, there was only three people taller.
I saw
than me.
Pete from afar.
Yeah.
Hi, Pete, from afar.
Yeah. Nice. But you were saying,
why do you know so many people?
Wait, there weren't that many people there.
There was a fair amount. I mean, it was
80.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's so many people. It's so many.
I've been accused my whole life of being extroverted, and I feel like that couldn't be less true.
You're in denial and always have been.
I just happen to know a lot of people. I was related to several of the people there.
Alex, you are textbook extrovert. You're just falling into that fake definition where people think extroverted means socially outgoing.
No,
I am
it
a
means
socially outgoing
energized
introvert.
From being
yes, you are an extrovert. No way, get out of here.
No, I recharge just by sitting in my room and doom scrolling. I pull up Reddit and then I read
do you just enjoy working
headlines.
out your mental fatigues? Like do you just like enjoy? Because
no, it just happens.
You're always like, Will, I gotta go see. Jeff and I are making an Indian exhibit at the Smithsonian later, and we're teaming up with a whole thing. It's gonna be anthropology. We're doing stuff.
We're bringing anthropology to inner city kids,
and then we're gonna like make a pizza together. Even though I just made a pizza with you 5 seconds ago.
I got plenty of dough to go around.
After that, I'm gonna go with my family, and we're all gonna talk about things on our porch. And then I'll go help Aunt Debbie at the Schmorschen clinic.
I actually got out of helping Aunt Debbie today. Yeah, I was supposed to do...
I rest my case!
But that
you always got shit on your schedule.
I do have a lot of shit on my schedule. That's why I'm always tired.
You want to hang out? And I'm like, no. And they're like, what, are you busy? And I'm like, no. You're one of 3 people on Earth that I hang out with. And like...
Hot damn.
Congratulations.
Hot damn. No, I'm always actually my big secret is I'm usually like triple booked. People say, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" And I say, "Oh yeah, sure." And I just forget that I've said it, and then I find myself driving to different places. Like, oh, I did say I was going to be here, didn't I?
You know, one of the hallmarks of being an extrovert is that you're a slut, and I think you have clearly exhibited your sluttiness right now.
I didn't say I was going hoeing. I didn't.
You're like, oh man, I got so many things booked. I don't even remember.
No, that's not a flex. No, I hate it. I never get it. There's no me time.
See, okay. Now this is where you have to defend yourself because when you say something like that, this is what, like, I don't believe you because I feel things that you're saying, and because I feel them, I like go out of my way to deschedule or not schedule many things quite often. Yeah. I don't want, like, there's nothing better than when I look at my phone for an upcoming weekend and there's nothing on it. And I'm like, oh my God.
I can play just WoW.
Like, I have nothing. Yeah, well, lately it's been Path of Exile, but that's just because WoW is in like a dead patch right now. I still really like WoW, but they have like a content drought because, you know, they're like fucking raping people.
Dealing
Blizzard.
With Bobby Kotick and that's the impending strikes.
Bobby Kotick is like sending out emails that say you are required to rape someone if you want to stay employed.
Yeah.
And somehow he's still employed.
He's the fucking worst. Oh, no. Did you see the chair decided that Bobby is immune to the zero tolerance policy?
Yeah.
He is the one tolerance policy.
They're all... Well, that was somebody like asked that question to them where they were like, "Oh, we are immediately like enacting zero tolerance," and then they were like, "Does this apply to Bobby Kotick?" And then the response was something to the effect of like,
"No."
Well, no, but like, yeah, no. I think the way they tried to schmooze around it is even funnier. It was something like, Bobby is committed to like to making the safest environment possible.
If he were,
like,
he would have left.
Man, what a fucking shit show that has all been.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Activision-Blizzard. Fucking Activision. Fucking Blizzard. I am so hopeful that this leads to the unionization of game developers.
It would be neat, but I don't know, man. I mean, okay, so here's the deal. First of all, you're you, and you're like, yay, unionize, yay communism, yay, yeah, which is, you're an optimist, and that's
not optimism. This is determination.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm going to go with optimism. Because you said the word hopeful.
Okay. No.
I think
see,
I've got you dead to
no, you gotta acknowledge that when I say I am hopeful, this is me trying to impress my will upon the world. That's not me like sincerely thinking
that sounds
happen.
Pretty fucking optimistic to me, bro. Just negatively optimistic. You're like I'm not optimistic. Optimism. I'm an asshole about it. Anyway, from my vantage point, I've been playing Blizzard games for like a million years, and the thing that is it's all awful and terrible, and we definitely knew this dude was like a piece of shit.
We always knew that he was scum sucking. He was a parasite before.
Yeah, everybody knew it, and so that's kind of where I'm going. Is like like playing Blizzard games for a million years, I feel like everybody who has played those games for a long time is like aware of when Blizzard got bought by Activision when it first started, and like all the articles about this dude, and then there's just like all of the copium, which isn't, now a phrase, but wasn't back then, but being like, oh no, like Blizzard's still gonna be Blizzard, like they have full autonomy. Activision is just doing like this money thing.
They're managing the money. Blizzard's a business. It needs to make money.
And then of course, at first nothing happens and it's fine and people are like, see, and then like looking back, it's just so obvious. Like this is the only trajectory it would have gone. Well, not the raping, but the general like shitty environment.
No, but
and then this is like even worse than you could have predicted. Like knowing he was a piece of shit. I mean, did you see the one with because it's almost like fucking like a comedy that someone wrote in absurdity, where they hired Mike Ibarra, who's awesome, by the way. The best thing that has come out of this fucking awful, ridiculous shit show is Mike Ibarra actually being pretty awesome. He actually plays the game. He does like high level keys. He does like level 20 keys. If you play WoW, that's somewhat impressive. It's like, it'd be like if for Street Fighter, they hired like Combo Fiend. Oh wait, they did that and he ruined everything.
Yeah, fucking Combo Fiend.
Okay, but so far, Mike Ibarra is actually awesome. But they hired this Jen O'Neill chick with him, and they were supposed to be like co-leaders, and then like co-leaders as opposed to like having just like a single, like CEO or whatever. Whenever what's his fuck stepped down previously because of all of the raping, and then they hired her at less money than him.
Yeah, which is just hilarious.
And then they both vied for her to have the same money, and the board was like, no.
Well, that money doesn't grow on trees. It's extracted from the labor of the workers.
Like, it's so awesome that Mike Ibarra is awesome. And like, that is also some sort of like on the nose metaphor for the entirety of anytime shit like this happens, where companies are so committed to the appearance of understanding a situation.
They want the optics. They don't want to do a damn thing.
Well, right, but they're so committed to not doing a damn thing that they actually make it even worse, which is hilarious. Like, they could have just hired Mike Ibarra and been like, hey, we have a new CEO. And people would have said, hey, why no vagina still? But like, whatever, that's kind of dumb. Like, you don't want to do that anyway. I mean, if you happen to find a chick who is awesome and hire her, like, fucking great. Apparently, Jen O'Neill is very competent, but just wasn't put in a situation to do anything. They actually just wanted Mike Ibarra, who again is awesome, and they could have just hired without doing this other part. But they hired this chick at like some awful wage. Awful. I'm sure it was still fucking
$3/4.
I'm sure. I'm sure it was still like $300,000.
Well, sure, but I mean, like, still 75% of what he was making.
Anyway, like, that is hilarious to me. That like, if you're gonna hire someone, like, if you're gonna hire like the token minority, just for the sake of having one
for show,
what do they call it? It's like mobsters. They say like never break two laws at once. So like, don't drive drunk with a body in the car.
Sure,
like,
that's just asking for trouble.
Don't speed if you're drunk. Stuff like that. It's like, why? If you're trying to get away with all this shit and sweep it under the rug, why would you like go out of your way to get this chick just for the sake of optics and then
underpay her?
Like, it's insane how stupid it is.
Yes.
So anyway, that's been an interesting, fun interaction. But I don't think anyone expected. I mean, I'm happy to your point when I was trying to finish a second ago about you being optimistic about this. I am not, because it's just been a steady decline since Activision. And I feel like the only thing I could be optimistic about is that Activision somehow dies. But that seems unlikely. Like, there is no going back. Like, Blizzard can't become Blizzard again.
No, the genie is out of the bottle, as it were. This is always how Blizzard will forever be. But like, on that path forward, eventually they're going to grind their workers into dust, or they'll stop. Those are the only two possibilities. I accept that grinding them into dust is the more likely of the two. But
isn't that what the giant and Jack and the Magic Beanstalk said? Like, I'll grind your bones to make my sexism.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. Yeah, man, Blizzard shit's crazy. What the fuck? How do we get onto that? I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
Video games. Yeah. Whatever. Topic today.
Yeah.
Project L.
Speaking of shitty companies that have a history of fostering a sexually hostile environment, Riot is coming out with Project L. I don't know what the L stands for.
I know.
No, what does it stand for?
It's Project Lion.
Actually?
Yeah.
Oh. Does that mean something?
No, they just give their projects weird random names, and then at some point in their development, they stopped referring to it as Project Lion, and it started referring to it as Project L.
Oh, that's stupid.
It's like when GameCube was called Dolphin.
Yeah, but Dolphins...
Same thing. They just give it like a weird random
word
name.
instead of just a letter.
Yeah. Anyway, Project L. Fighting game from Riot.
Do you guys remember Rising Thunder, the OG cooldown special move fighting game before Grand Blue? No?
It was so much worse than Grand Blue, though.
Yeah, but it's testing a different skill set. It's a little unfair. Speaking as someone who is not excited about Rising Thunder and finds that to be one of the more irritating parts of Grand Blue, I feel like that is unfair to Rising Thunder to compare them 1-to-1.
You know, yes, in the interest of fairness and comparisons, it's, I think, a worse game than Grand Blue, but the cooldown element of the way you did the special moves in it was the only thing, and that's almost better. That's the dumbest thing about the cooldown special moves in Grand Blue is that you can also do the moves. And I get like they're always trying to like find ways to make it easier for like new players.
Yeah.
But like it seems like if you're gonna do the cooldown move thing, you should probably just do that because it's really dumb that you've got like the two different it's confusing, and then there's shit where like they had to nerf shit because like people were just doing the cooldown ones. The cooldowns weren't long enough.
One button DP was better.
Yeah, like and why wouldn't it be? You do DP instantly with no like what the fuck. So yeah, I actually agree with you now that I think about that.
What's the one from Serlin? What's the fighting game?
It's called Yomi, isn't it? Yomi Fighter?
Is it okay? Yomi is,
isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
I think it is.
But that's what I would liken Rising Thunder to. A game that is, mostly a footsies game, but also it has cooldowns because it's
Fantasy Strike.
Fantasy Strike.
Yomi
Thank
is
you.
His card
that's the
game.
card game that I bought. Fun.
Yeah, Fantasy Strike. Anyway, yeah, it makes the inputs easier by making there be no inputs, which I'm not directly opposed to. I mean, Smash does that, and it
turns me right off.
But think about how complex Smash still is. I think these fighting games that have done this I think it's more of an issue of their execution than it is the concept.
Okay.
Because Smash does the same thing: up, down, left, right, B.
Yeah, but this is heresy. I know that everyone who listens to this plays Smash, but like, I don't know. I wish that Smash were a different game. I wish that everyone was playing Persona 4 Arena instead of Smash. That has something for everybody.
Wishing Smash Smash has something for everybody.
No.
That's Persona very clearly does not have something for everybody. It only has the things for Professor Alex. Anyway,
and sometimes that's enough.
Riot is making this game, and
it's the Cannons. The Cannons are working.
Tom and Tony Cannon, who ran Evo, created Evo before it was Evo, before their fighting game Royalty. That is what has me excited. Even though if anyone else made this game and you showed it to me, well, the characters look pretty cool. I will say that. The animations were weirdly low FPS in the video. I don't know if that's a style.
FPS?
Weirdly low FPS.
Low FPS.
There was like low frame rate of all of the video clips in that preview video they showed. Like all the gameplay had like really low frame rate. And I don't know if that's some weird fucking like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
God, I hope not.
Like,
that made me seasick.
I know.
Yeah.
But it all looked that way, and I feel like they just had like, which is weird to think they had like a shitty capture, and then they decided to still use the footage. I don't know, but all of it had it. I didn't like that, but the animations were really cool. The moves look cool. Characters look cool. But anyway, point being, I would be still not probably that excited about it because it's like a 2-person tag game, which, well, again, I liked like Cross Tekken, which is fun, and Tekken Tag is pretty cool. But it looks like a 2-person Marvel game to me.
Okay.
It's got Marvel assist setup shit.
Yeah.
And I never liked that. And even though I never liked that, and even though I'll probably hate that, I'm going to give this game a damned of a try.
Fair shake.
Because it's a huge IP from a huge company that, although they were the rapiest rapers before Blizzard.
Until Blizzard reinvented the sexual harassment workplace.
It is amazing how much awful sexual harassment was going on at Riot years before any of this, and that now like is somehow just like nobody cares.
Yeah. Well,
like if Riot's shit was like.
Riot uses
pretty crazy
mandatory arbitration to.
So did Blizzard. Blizzard got rid of theirs.
Well, Riot didn't. Riot said
they've kept it.
Yeah, they said we're thinking about getting rid of it so that. And then they said,
"Ooh, why is mandatory arbitration bad, Alex? Let's tell the audience that they might not know. What is mandatory arbitration?
Mandatory
Alex?
Arbitration. I'm not an expert. I don't know.
So it's when you go to HR and you're like, hey, this guy put his finger in my butthole and that seems inappropriate because we were just going over some spreadsheets. And and then you go to HR and you tell them that. And HR, instead of being like, wow, that's fucking crazy. Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
HR is required to set up like a meeting with you and this person. And
so that you can talk through that, which is not a thing that you should have to talk through.
It's not a thing that you should have to talk through, but it is, okay. I think this is one of those things, the reason it gets to stay around is because it's one of those things that when you say it, I feel like when you say it out loud and you don't have a lot of experience with these kinds of issues, it sounds like in the air, like something that's reasonable. Because you're like,
in
hey,
a vacuum, if
people have like a dispute. Well, we're going to require you to figure this dispute out.
Through,
and as much as nobody wants to hear, I understand why it isn't, but like, let me get through my devil's advocate before you cancel me, internet. But it is a dispute because one person is saying a thing and another person is saying a thing, and you're basically trying to figure out. The problem is they're twofold. A, if this actually happened, if you did like have somebody fucking touch your butthole while you're looking at spreadsheets at them. Yeah, you don't want to fucking talk with that person.
I would never.
That's
want to
like
talk to that
an
person.
extra layer of like trauma and badness for that person.
Re-victimization.
Yeah. There you go. There's some wording. So that's thing A. Thing B is that it acts as a deterrent from people reporting which
place.
Actually saves the company. And this is one of those things where like you want to look at it because it's like Hanlon's razor is like one of my favorite razors. Never attribute to malice that which can be attributed to stupidity. So things that seem like you're like, someone did this because they're evil. You're like, nah, they're just really stupid. I think this one's actually
this
evil.
is evil, yeah. Very specifically by design. Because
companies know, they know that prevents things from being reported, which therefore makes the numbers look better. And they want to hide behind being like, oh no, but this is good. We're trying to help you. And that's what makes it like double evil is that then and then people hear like, well, it's arbitration. Like you do have an HR dispute that like people who aren't really like, again, in the game, like, don't really think about it. They just hear it and they're like, oh yeah. That's,
bad faith actors.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think those people
are not the bad faith actors, but considering that someone could use this as a means to suppress sexual harassment.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So it's pretty fucked up that Riot still has that shit. So anyway, Riot has a history of weird bad things, but also if we just ignore all of the sexual harassment,
apparently is what everyone's doing.
I listened to Chocolate Rain the other day. I was really drunk, and I remembered that Chocolate Rain existed. And okay, in addition to obviously the opening piano notes being
some
fucking banging as hell.
Stay dry while others feel the pain.
Okay, no. Specifically the line though, that is a good line. There are a lot of really good one-liners. I think the best one in the song is "Build a tent and say the world is dry." That's a really good line, Tay-Zonday. Build a tent and say the world is dry. Chocolate rain. Like, it's so good. So anyway, this is like one of those scenarios where I'm gonna build my tent now, and I'm gonna be like, but they make such good fighting games or games anyway. So anyway, that's why I'm excited, despite all of
despite the horrors, despite the war crimes and the atrocities.
I am excited about that aspect of it because
boy, those Germans can sure build a
those Germans make a lovely car. Holy shit.
What snappy dressers they were.
God damn, man. So anyway, shit's fucked. I don't know. Riot's a terrible company too, but the game will probably be good and cool. We'll see.
It looks like it has that inherent depth that a lot of people would need. Riot rubbing me the wrong way, and then like the directional inputs. It's not that I think that the game's going to be stupid, and it's not even that I think the game is going to be bad. It's just a big like,
dude,
I don't
you mentioned
want this.
to me the directional inputs, and then I watched the video, and I saw them show a couple things on screen, but I didn't hear anything explicitly say one way or another.
Yeah, it looks like you got side B, down B, up B. I don't know. They only showed us side B.
I think you're inferring a lot.
I am inferring.
Yeah, yep. and I, well, not inferring, but
projecting.
Yeah,
these are thoughts that I'm
sure they will have some sort of easy input system. Of that, I have no doubt. Yeah. What it sounded like you were saying to me when you told me to check it out was that they had detailed it and it seemed really stupid, but they didn't really detail
they didn't detail it. I didn't mean to misrepresent it. Okay. From what little I gleaned, it seems like not what I'm looking for.
I'm still like team making fighting games easier in a smart way is a good thing. I still think Street Fighter V is not an example that should be used as a failure of making fighting games easier. You know, like people are always like, "Oh, look at Street Fighter V, like it's so boring because the inputs are easy." And it's like
that's not why.
It's boring. I mean, again, Smash inputs are really easy, and Smash is actually really hard and can be very interesting and technical, despite the inputs being easy. So I think it can be done. I'm excited to see if Tom and Tony Cannon can do it, and I'm excited to see Riot's money behind it. So that's what I'm excited about. But I think if I look at the gameplay, at least so far from what I've seen,
it's not you.
Doesn't look like the kind of game I like. Yeah. But I'll probably try really hard to like it because it's just going to be it. We've never had anything inside of our tent that was capable of really tackling Street Fighter.
Sure. Yeah.
Ever.
Capcom is the biggest, not IP. Capcom is the biggest developer in fighting games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no comparison. And people always get so butthurt about it. And it's not even. I mean, Capcom is the biggest, but it's the same with like
Capcom's still small fish.
You know, they're small fish compared to other shit. But like in the fighting game world, I mean, just nothing compares to Street Fighter. The only thing that you could really argue is that there is demonstrably, verifiably. Commercial
value?
No, commercial what's the word I'm looking for? Challenge from Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat does very well commercially compared to Street Fighter. Sometimes actually better than Street Fighter. But we're talking about the competitive scene and once you get there, again, no disrespect to Mortal Kombat players, they have a really cool, strong scene that does some things, but is not even close.
There's a reason why the last finals at EVO is always Street Fighter.
Yeah, it just has the most pull. Yeah. It just does. And so this is, for the first time ever, a company and an IP that hypothetically might be able to pull away from that. And the only other one that would be close would be Smash, but it's Smash.
Yeah, Smash
and so it's never going to be, exactly. It's never quite in that vein. But this could be, man. Well, and I still feel like if COVID hadn't killed it, Grand Blue
definitely had the
Grand Blue had a chance, man.
What a good game Grand Blue was before it died.
It just got killed by COVID. I mean, I think it literally was, we did one tournament. And I remember being at the tournament. I didn't know anything about COVID. I was just living my life. Yep. I had heard vaguely, there's like a bad cold going around. And then there was like, I fought a dude and I thought he was being a fucking asshole. I beat him and he was like, "Don't fucking shake my hand. Don't touch me." And I was like, holy shit. And then like a week later, it was like COVID shit. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
Everyone go inside.
That dude had the info. Like, I don't know why he was in the tournament if that was how I felt, but
as long as you don't shake hands, COVID can't enter your body.
Yeah, man, that's it. It's only through like a vampire. Hands. So anyway, I don't know. I'm excited about the Riot game. I think I'm probably gonna not like it, but I think I'm gonna try to force myself too.
I wish you the best of luck.
In the online.
Roll back.
Even with okay, wait, I bet our listeners don't even know this. Did you guys know that Tom and Tony Cannon, the founders of EVO,
the inventors of EVO,
the largest fighting game tournament in the world, and the designers and developers of Rising Thunder, who got bought out by Riot and are now making Project L. Did you know that they invented GGPO? They invented rollback netcode? Did you guys fucking know that? Did you Smashers who love your rollback from Slippy, and hats off to Slippy Dude and all that, did you know that the people who run EVO invented rollback? Because that's a crazy fact.
Yeah.
They fucking invented it. And so these are the people making this game, and they're using like Riot's infrastructure. So this, again, even though I look at this game and it's not like...
It's not what you want. It'll probably play like butter.
It's probably going to play so good online. Yeah. It's going to have so much developer support. It's going to have so much money.
Unlike fucking Smash Brothers, which, if it had a good online, this would have been a renaissance. This
Insane.
Pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been God, dude, and that's
or Grand Blue. That's a bigger shame, but
Grand Blue and Smash both. I mean, could have been, and it just sucks because and that's what I was talking to a couple people. I went out to that tournament. Lex and I played in doubles and got our shit handed to us because we were rusty as fuck. Or I'm rusty as fuck.
No, I'm bad.
Yeah, Alex is bad. So we played Incineroar with Yoshi, and the most comical thing that happened all day, there were two things: the successes and the failures. So the one I'll go with failure first, so we can end on the success. So I was like, Alex, at the beginning of the tournament, I was like, Alex, I'm gonna down B, and you gotta charge your forward smash, and when I down B, you forward smash me. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, I don't need to practice that. And I was like, we should probably practice it a couple times.
We did practice, and it worked. Yeah,
like twice. And then in the middle of the match, I'm like, all right, come get me. And then he just walks up and he does the Yoshi neutral B and eats me and turns me into an egg.
And sending you plummeting almost to your death.
The one move in Yoshi's entire arsenal that
doesn't incur counter.
That couldn't be countered. Yep. But anyway, after that, we recovered and we were fighting Sojo and Robin, and we'd killed Robin, and then it was just me and Alex versus Sojo. And then I was like, all right, I just absorbed like 3 forward smashes and then just casually like one shot Sojo. And it was super funny at the end. He was like, ooh, that's rough. I was like, yeah, man. Like he's like trying to camp and do the 1v2, you know? And then I'm like, no, but no, we got our shit handed to us by Raichu and Weeble Wobs, dude. So props to Raichu and Weeble Wobs for actually playing doubles, and B, having like legit team combos and shit.
Did they win?
I didn't see who won.
They had to win,
I wasn't paying attention. If they didn't win, I'm sure they were top two or something.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Music and Brandstar could have beat them. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is in there.
They've got synergy, those two, Music and Brandstar.
They do. Yeah. But yeah, no, there were a lot of really sick team combos they did on us. And I was like having a really hard time getting away from just the stuff they were setting up. I was playing Incineroar too, which was kind of an interesting science experiment. I'll probably still play Ganon next time, but Incineroar is hard to play in doubles, a lot harder than he is in singles.
I didn't know that because we watched fucking Sky Mage and the other guy,
Sky J and Base Mage.
Thank you.
What a sick set, by the way. Look up Sky J and Base Mage versus MK Leo and Spargo, was it? MK Leo and someone, I forget.
I think Spargo.
Watch that double set from like a couple weeks ago. It's one of the best double sets I've seen.
Yeah. Doubles is notoriously hard to watch, especially
in Ultimate
doubles. Yeah,
in Ultimate, it is
really hard to watch. This is a surprisingly coherent doubles match. You can watch what's happening and parse it, even if you don't really play.
I think that's the best set of Ultimate I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
including any singles matches.
Singles,
yeah.
Because you get to see the growth of the matchup the whole time. It tells a coherent, cogent story.
Yeah, no, that's a sick set.
Yep.
So anyway, we had fun playing doubles. Props to, like I said, Raichu and Weeble Wobs. They're playing super sick. It was a fun time. But anyway, I was talking to some people about stuff, and I lost my train of thought. I was talking to people about stuff.
COVID, maybe?
COVID things.
Talking about COVID.
Fuck, man.
Doubles, Incineroar.
Damn
Who
it.
did you talk? Was it talking?
I talked to Tiger Boy, and I talked to some people, and I don't remember what I was talking about. Anyway, we went to a tournament. It was good. Words. There it is.
Thank God.
I was like trying to explain, because a lot of people are still grinding the game hard, and they're like, "Hey, man, like, you don't like the game anymore?" And I'm just like, "No, it's not that at all. I actually really like the game. It's just that
fucking play.
I can't play. Yeah, I can't play the game the way I want. And I know I could go to tournaments, but it's like a twofold thing because I'm starting to get." So it's later in the game, and the game is just really labby. Any later game
later in the game of Smash.
Yeah, later in the game's life. Like later in the game's lifespan.
The meta is
any
developing.
game typically, as the meta develops, gets typically more lab heavy, which I'm always worse in lab heavy metas. I'm always
that makes
better.
me better.
Yeah. Well, again, you should be better at this game. I still don't understand. We'll figure it out one of these days. But not only is it like I can't play online, which made me not play for almost 2 years because COVID, because the online was shit and it's just terrible. So that's like kills a lot of motivation.
Yep.
Then you come back and it's like there's this lab heavy meta where it's like even more punishing to like my shitty characters who are shitty.
You can't just play with your heart.
And it's also just kind of it's just tiresome to look at, I'll play King K. Rool, I'll play Incineroar. Like all the characters I like suck, and like Bowser just stares me in the face, and I should probably just play Bowser, but I'll be damned if I don't just like Ganon. And then it's just like disheartening to like think that like he is what he is. And so the conversation I was having with Tiger Boy, which was really great because the last time I talked to him, he had a pretty bad attitude. It was like, again, over a year ago, but like he had a bad attitude about like Young Link and some things where he was just like, oh, Young Link can't do this. And I didn't say shit to him at the time because I was like, I was like, oh, like
Young Link.
I was like,
Young
Link is really good. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he's not like a top tier character, but like Young Link can basically do anything he wants, and any matchup he has that's bad is not so bad that you couldn't play Young Link and win. And that's like the best thing ever. And then like when I was talking to him, he just said that he was like, oh man, it's so nice. Like whenever you realize that your character is never the problem. And I was like, ugh, yeah, it is. I really miss that. And like, it sucks so much because like I wanted to like mirror the good attitude because I went through that with like Oni, right? Like Oni was Ganondorf at the beginning of Street Fighter 4 when he was released. He had just like shit just didn't work right. But Capcom actually patched him and fixed him. And,
thank you, Combo
And basically
Fiend.
turned, Combo Fiend before he became evil.
Before he betrayed us.
Yeah, Combo Fiend when he actually did good things in Street Fighter 4, which gave us the faith for Street Fighter 5 that was apparently ill invested. But yeah, they turned Oni from Ganon into Young Link. Like where he, well,
not as good
actually,
as Young Link, but
he's around. I mean, Young Link is certainly a mid tier at worst.
You think?
And certainly a high tier at best.
Yeah.
So, and I would say Oni's right around there. He's low high to mid in Ultra.
Huh. Yeah.
Okay, so how many characters do we know? Okay, so top 5.
I don't even know how many characters are in that.
I mean, top 5, you know, it's like Kami, Akuma, Evil Ryu, Ibuki, Viper.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Sure.
And then like below that, you've got a smattering.
It's a sea of
and you know, like your Jury, Rolento, probably Ken, Abel, probably all these characters that are kind of like they're very good but not
DiCapri.
like DiCapri. Oni is like the bottom of those characters.
Okay.
At best, he is at the very bottom of that, or at worst, he's like mid or mid-low.
I always think mid or mid-low.
Could be.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's real, is my point.
Yeah,
Oni was a real character, and by the end of it, even as much as I hate fighting in Bison, you know.
That 7-3 match.
Yeah, which is a 7-3. Like, it's a very playable, well, maybe 6-5-3-5 if we're cutting hairs. I don't know. It's a bad matchup. But it's a playable one, and that's really, there's only a couple of them that are that bad for him. And most matchups are like very winnable 4-6s.
Yeah.
Very winnable 4-6s.
Not in your favor.
But very winnable. And that's the only thing I ever want. And like, anyway, talking to Tiger Boy and seeing like him have like a really good attitude about it and just being like, you know, like I as the player am always the problem. And it's a 2-part dance. So props to Tiger Boy, good for you and your good attitude. Also, congratulations on clicking with a character that doesn't fucking suck ass. And it's so hard because I'm having a conversation right now about like having a good attitude and not being a fucking whiny scrub, but like, holy fuck, my characters suck, dude. They're so fucking bad. And there is no, like whatever in like people are listening, they're just like, oh no, man, if you just believe, no.
There's a limit. There's
a limit to your belief.
If you've got all those 3 7s, it's easier to believe in yourself in a 6-4.
I think the best. So Incineroar is so much better than Ganon that Incineroar might as well be an S tier character compared to Ganon. But Incineroar's matchup spread is a fucking spike graph. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Whereas Ganon is just always kind of down, or a lot down. Like Incineroar is like he does really well. He fucking sucks. He does really well. And like K-Rool is, I think, almost a legit character. K-Rool's pretty good.
Do you think he's your 4-6 guy that you want to believe in, though?
No, probably not.
No.
You
could play Bowser, who's good.
I know. I should just play Bowser, but I just want to play Ganondorf. That's the thing. It's like they make these games. They make these characters that resonate with me, and I just wish they didn't. because if they didn't, I would tier whore.
You'd be free.
I would tier whore, you know. But whenever I find a character that really resonates with me, I just have such a hard time not like. I mean, again, hats off to Raichu for as much as I think he should play Plant. Plant is his soul character. He's doing the right thing and being like, no, fuck that.
I don't want to lose.
I'll never do that again because that character is ass, and he's right.
You had this exact same problem in Grand Blue. You were enjoying yourself. You were having the time of your life playing Gran and Cat and top tier, having a great time.
Oh, when I was playing Gran and when that game was out early, I was
you
like,
were crushing it. You were like, oh, this game is so easy. I got everything I want in this character. He's Ryu with big feet.
Yes.
And then I was like, but like, Beelzebub, though.
It's all your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
It is entirely
I
your
made you
fault.
worse
you went
at that
out of your
game.
Way for like 2 months. You were like, Will, play Beelzebub. I think you'll like him. He's very you. And I even played him like 3 or 4 times and was like, nah, man, he's not clicking. And you kept being like, Will, play Beelzebub. You're going to like him. And then at some point, it made sense.
Clicked.
And I was like, oh, man, I do really like this character. And to be fair, in whatever the recent patch of Grand Blue is, they gave him the Oni treatment.
Yeah, but that's not.
He needs more than he got, but he's not bad at all. He's actually good. Like, and I don't mean, well, he doesn't need more. Let me clarify.
He could use more to be better.
It's not about better. It's about quality of life.
Yeah.
And that was the main thing that made Oni bad too, is the original Oni.
Things were broken.
Oh yeah, like you do back medium punch into light kick slash and it would just whiff. It just didn't do anything. And it's shit like that is like even if the character is quote unquote balanced fine, that's like just shit that clearly looks like it's supposed to work and doesn't. Bubs has that crouch medium into spin kick that just whiffs for no fucking reason.
Yep.
Like that, like why?
You can't punish anything Charlotta does.
Yeah. Why is that a thing? Funny. It's so annoying. Anyway, man. So hats off to people who have good competitive mindsets and attitudes. I, though, just don't know.
Not us. We got to play with our hearts, Will.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm at with Smash Ultimate. I don't think I'll ever not like the game. I don't ever, it is an amazing game. If you think Smash Ultimate is an amazing game, you're crazy. It's just exhausting to have every single character that you like be shit. Every single one. All the ones I like the most are terrible. And it's just frustrating. And then no online.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 years of Rust, and now I'm going back into a meta where people have been fucking.
You gotta though.
You
gotta get back in. You gotta plunge in. Will. It's fun.
I know.
If I can get my shit kicked in, then
it's not about losing though. It's about feeling not prepared, and so then it's like, why am I spending my time? I want to go all in or I don't. I want my whole dick inside the game's asshole. Okay, and if it's not all the way up in there, dude, if I'm not feeling last week's corn on the cob with, then Alex pulled out one of those 1900s fans that the girls with Gone with the Wind
I'm having the vapors.
And he's having the vapors. Anyway, if I'm not all the way up in there, then I don't want to be in there at all. And so that's kind of where I've been, where I'm just I don't know. But I don't know. I dipped my toe in. We'll see. It was good to see everyone again.
Yeah, it's fun competing.
Tournaments are fun. But fuck, man. I don't know. It's just, it's still just the tip, It's I don't want that.
You need more.
I want the whole butthole,
You're looking
man.
for more than just the tip.
Whole thing. Engulfed. Anyway, those are some thoughts I have about that. Yeah. But yeah.
So like, comment, and subscribe. Tell Will if you've got a pick for a character that he hasn't considered playing that you think would just absolutely fit his personality.
Everybody always says the same one, so I'm gonna.
You're
gonna
stay
for another few
set
minutes
these
and I'll
out.
bitch.
Yeah.
So Lucina is great. I really like Lucina. I like Marth better. I could absolutely play Lucina. There are though certain matchups. I don't think I'd ever want to main her, and it's not because that character can do anything at once. That character is completely fine. That character is just like Young Link, where anytime you lose a matchup, you don't really lose it. I mean, you might. Yeah. You have to put some work in, but it's really you're fine. But there's just certain matchups I don't like. I hate playing Swordy versus Swordy. I hate it so much. I just don't like. It's like when people play Guile and they're like, I hate Guile Dittos, and I'm always I love Guile Dittos. Well, I'm on the opposite for Swordies. I'm like, I don't want to do.
I hate a Honda.
I don't want to do. I don't want to do a Swordy Ditto. I'm not interested. But I don't know. I mean, I could play Lucina. Lucina's a great counter pick character for me, 100%. I just don't think
covers a lot of Ganon's bad matchups since all of his matchups are bad.
Yeah. Palutena I could probably still put more time into, but I don't know. That's another character that she's got some really good edge guarding and her neutrals. I mean, the character's insane, but they got rid of the drop down nair, which is probably good. So she had drop zone nair where she would just jump off nair and it would semi spike you and kill you, which is again probably good. She deserves it. I think it's a good balance change, but that means necessarily she edge guards less and ledge traps more. And again, not really into that.
Not what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, I don't mind ledge trapping. I mean, it's part of the game. You got to be good at it to a point. But I'd rather play someone who's more I don't have any good arguments for why I shouldn't play Bowser, except that he isn't Ganondorf.
You see him, you see how big he is, and you just think, man, what if you were a wizard instead of a lizard?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's it. So anyway, other than those three, if you guys have some suggestions, let me know. Oh yeah, and you can't say like fucking Byleth. People always think I would play Byleth. No, nothing about Byleth fits me at all. Byleth is like a
forward smash.
She's like a fencing character. Like,
is that an archetype?
Yeah, like, you know, she's like a mid-range.
Okay.
Like a mid-range zoner.
Like a distance demon, you mean?
I'm not saying I couldn't play a character somewhat like that, but like I feel like people just think it because they like see big weapons and think like, oh, but like,
that's Will.
That's not. Yeah, I don't know.
Big sword.
That character's not. That character's so much more Jordan than it is me because the fucking there. You could change variables about Byleth and I'd like it, but like weird tether recovery and shit like that, it's like I'm not really. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, those are some characters I hear a lot. I don't know. We'll see. Sora surprisingly feels kind of okay.
I like Sora.
I actually kind of like Sora too.
You get to edgeguard like an asshole.
I know he is. Yeah. How did they let Sora be Brawl Meta Knight?
I kind of like it.
Oh, okay. Everybody talks about Brawl and they're like, "Oh man, Meta Knight was so stupid. What a dumb game." And I'm always the first thing I ask them is, "Did you ever play Brawl Meta Knight?" Because that's like one of the most fucking fun characters that's ever been put in a video game. Like, and they're like, "Oh, but everything just Meta Knight Dittos." I'm like, "Did you ever play a Brawl Meta Knight Ditto? Because that's a really fucking fun. Like, that's a fucking fun match. Like, how is it not fun? It's cool as shit. You're both flying off the stage at a million miles an hour, doing whatever you want, like throwing hitboxes out. It's all neutral. It's crazy comebacks and edge guards. Like, it's fucking sick. So yeah, Sora can plank literally. Yeah. Like actually, it was just crazy. Sora's got fairly normal swordy stuff, weird Mewtwo jump, surprisingly good neutral B projectiles. They look like they would be shit, but they're actually really good.
Yeah, no, it like Thundaga's really good.
Yeah, the lightning one is super good.
Blizzara is better than I thought it was.
They're all pretty useful. Like I thought that was just gonna be some bullshit, which is like I understand now. Like being not a Smash 4 player, like I would always hear the phrase like DLC privilege and just think like Smashers were whining and like no.
But that's straight up the case. Yeah, they just get so much more love.
If Sora was in the base game, that neutral B would be so fucking terrible.
Be fireballs.
And they would be so laggy. Yep. And like have no, and then like just because like you're a DLC character, it's like, oh, here's like the fucking stupidest shit. Like, oh my god, it's so egregious, dude. Who is there's only one reasonable DLC character.
Banjo?
Well, no, Banjo is actually bad. So I guess we'll say bad is Banjo. Okay. But then like almost every other DLC character is insane. Plant doesn't really count. Byleth is pretty underrated in my opinion. Byleth is probably the most reasonable. So what else we got? Sephiroth, who's insane.
Sephiroth is really good.
Fucking Pyramithra is insane. Yeah. Joker's insane. Yeah. God, I'm going through the DLC. Terry, insane. Steve, insane.
Kazuya.
Okay. Maybe Kazuya's like Byleth tier.
Kazuya's got to work hard.
Kazuya's Byleth tier.
He's got some sauce.
He's like a really solid upper mid character. So, but even when they turn out to be not like super overpowered, they just have like crazy moves that wouldn't like. Yeah, Kazuya fucking command grab just killing you at like 60, and it's like. Again, these are why this is why I get so fucking mad when people talk to me about what I would do for Ganondorf. And I'm like, up B kills you at 20%. And they're like, no, he'd be top tier. No, he fucking wouldn't.
He'd still be Ganon.
Up B should kill you at 20%. If I ever up you die. Suck my dick. He would still be bad. He would still be bad.
You think he'd still be bottom 3?
No, absolutely not. Okay. But he would dare to be mid-tier. Oh.
Dare to dream.
Heavens, no. Whereas, like, you contrast that with a character like Dr. Mario, who is actually godlike, but just has the most insanely terrible recovery for no reason.
He's so flawed.
If all you did was give Dr. Mario the ability to recover, he would instantly be... No, not top 5, but he would be, like, top 30 easily. Yeah. That character is good as fuck, dude. It's just, he has no recovery.
Tragically born without one.
All the DLC characters get shit like that. Kazuya up B. Kazuya up B goes so fucking far. And it
you can
kills
continue
you.
moving.
And it kills you. Like, why? Why? And it just hits like all around him. So yeah, DLC privilege, man. Smash. What a series. Like, so blatant with their favoritism towards these DLC characters. Unbelievable.
Unreal. Unfair.
Anyway, I've been ranting about Smash. It's been about an hour.
Yeah, that's
trying to close this podcast.
Sure.
All right. Lex got married. Wish him a happy marriage.
Thank you.
Hopefully we don't take 2 weeks.
God,
we do take 2 weeks.
Let's do
1 week.
Let's do it in a week.
Let's do a week.
Yeah, we can.
Monthly podcast. We'll see you guys next month. I've been Metal Music Man.
I've been Professor Lex.
And we will see you guys next time.